Hi, I'm Mary Mayweather, and welcome to Storytime. I write sweet small town romances with feisty heroines and good hearted heroes in small town shenanigans. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'll post a reading from 6 or 7 minutes from my book, and this will be time for you to grab your coffee, get comfortable, or if you're in your car, you know you're going to have a good 7, 8 minutes of something fun to hear. Today's scene is going to take place a little over a week after our character's adorable meet cute. And I'm going to stop here so you can determine if there were sparks, or I can't think of anything opposite of sparks, but it didn't go well. For anyone following along in the book, I am picking up in the middle of chapter 3. Because it is the middle of chapter 3, I'll let you know that Auntie had an event. Janine did not want to go. Auntie made her go. She flexed those auntie muscles. And for weeks, Auntie had been emailing Janine pictures of ways schools liven up their campuses. One way was by painting motivational quotes and sayings on stalls of bathroom doors. Janine wasn't creative, but she did have a way of communicating with kids. Auntie waved her hand around the campus that was slowly coming to life with the rising sun. I'll work with the crews to clean windows. If we have time, I have window paint for them to paint decorations with stencils. One by one, the kids arrived. They dug into donuts, fresh fruit, and juice Auntie had brought for them. A familiar, gravelly voice with a hint of a southern drawl sent bristles of annoyance down Janine's spine. She murmured to herself, "It couldn't be." She turned to find Matthias with the boy who was a younger version of him. He had the same deep-set brown eyes as Matthias. The young boy's hair was tousled with longer bangs in the front. Matthias wore a red plaid flannel shirt tucked into his jeans. With his close-shaved beard, he looked like he belonged in a logging camp. A teenage girl lurked a couple of feet away from them. If her sneer and eye roll were any indication, she was just as excited as Janine was an hour ago to be at the school cleanup. Matthias oozed masculinity that demanded attention, or at least it demanded Janine's attention. She wanted to run the back of her fingers against the scruff of his beard. Then she remembered his inquisition over dinner, and his attractiveness waned with the reminder of his disapproval. She shook her fingers to erase the feeling. Touching the handsome man was not an option. Not today, tomorrow, or ever. Janine distracted herself by reading through the choices of designs they could use on the bathroom stalls. The choose to be positive caption seemed easy enough to try. Auntie beamed. "So good to see you." She extended her hand to direct Matthias's attention toward the small group that had formed. "We have several volunteers that are eager to get started." The pounding in Janine's head beat at a rapid pace. She had forgotten that Matthias was so attractive. "This is my niece Janine." Matthias's smile gave way to a scowl. "We've met." His daughter's expression changed from contempt at her father to curiosity at what could have caused the abrupt change in his attitude. "The man in charge? I have some ideas I wanted to share with him. Where is he?" Matthias scanned the area. The man he asked for would magically appear. The whole group fell silent. It was obvious to all, but Matthias, that he was stepping on the toes of the community matriarch. Janine stepped forward. She had several arguments with this man in her head over the week. Now that she had the opportunity to put him in his place, she'd gladly do it. She dared him with her eyes to challenge her. "I suggest you think twice before you talk to my aunt with that attitude, lumberjack. Otherwise, I'll use your kneecap to show you the correct way to chop a piece of wood." "I'm sure there is a misunderstanding." Auntie wedged her way between Janine and Matthias. "I'm in charge. You are working on the greenhouse with the crew. My niece, she's here to help with the bathroom decorating." Matthias spoke around Auntie's shoulder to Janine. "You didn't say anything about being an interior designer." "You never asked." Janine was too heated to bother to admit she wasn't one. She worked with her uncle managing his farm. If Matthias were interested in her as a person, he would have been looking for things he liked about Janine, not reasons to discredit her for friendship. Janine rolled her eyes. In the light of day, she saw a better picture of Matthias and deemed her dismissal of him at dinner wise. The man was full of himself. Her sister Mariana, appearing in the walkway with her nieces, rushed toward Janine. She linked her elbow with Janine's and pulled her from the disagreement. I think another donut's in order. You can help me with the girls decide which one is best. The movement, jarring Janine's senses, forced her to look around and reassess the situation. Like that, the argument with Matthias faded into the background noise in Janine's mind. She beamed with joy. My two favorite nieces finally arrived. We're your only nieces, Ariana grinned. She walked into Janine and hugged her. The embrace completely erased the tension of Janine's confrontation with Matthias. Janine exhaled a sigh of relief. There was no need to be so touchy when it came to the man who grabbed her attention just by being there. Her family was with her. They would help her ignore the man who had once again touched the places Janine thought she had kept well hidden. Grace said it wouldn't be as easy as she hoped to erase Matthias from her thoughts completely. And this is where we're pausing today's read. Were you surprised? Let me know in the comments how you thought the date was going to go. And before I end today's reading, I want to thank you for hanging out with me. It's fun getting to visit characters with someone else. Also, if you can't wait to find out what's happening next in 324 Hope Road, if you look at my bio, there's a link, and it will take you to all the places where you can find Janine and Matthias' story. And housekeeping, I'll be back next Tuesday with the next section of their story. It'll be cute and sweet, and I'm already excited to share it with you. So be sure to hit the like and subscribe button so you know when my next reading is available. Until next time, happy reading, and I'll see you in the next stream.